3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to another, iteration, episode, whatever you want to call it, of hashtag filmstock tryouts. And I'm Beardy McBeardison. I'm Darren. And I got back from holiday actually a few weeks ago. Well, not really, 2 weeks ago. And I've kind of been in a bit of a creative slump. So I didn't feel motivated to post anything. I felt like it wasn't really worth it, that I don't have much to add or whatever, but you guys have been helpful on threads and just encouraging, and I know that it's also just doing it, just putting it out there and putting myself out there and just trying to make stuff helps. So anyway, we're back at it, so that's good news. And I've got some new stuff happening. I got my dad's Pentax over there, K1000 SE. So let me bring it closer to show you guys. Oh yeah, it's in a bit of a misshape. It's a bit banged up, but I shot a roll in it just to test it out. And I haven't developed that roll yet, but I want to try get it sent off to have a bit of CLA done and maybe a repaint or whatever, although that's not necessary. I like the kind of feel that it has with the banged up. I like that has a story and history to it, but I want to get it at least maybe cleaned up and repaired so that it's working 100. And that's the Pentax K1000 SE. It's a very, very popular, excellent film camera to get started on. So if you haven't started with film photography yet and you're wondering where to get started on or what to get started on, that's the one. And then point and shoot Canon Autoboy. Let's try to switch him on here. Oh yeah. And fully electronic. Well, it's fully automatic. You can't really choose anything. Aperture, shutter speed. You just turn it on and it focuses for you. Autofocus sets the focal distance, and whatever the speed is, you can just use this toggle here to control what the ISO film speed is of the film that you put in. Rewind. And I've shot a few rolls in this, yet to develop it to see the results. $15. Jeez, my maths is bad. But Canon Autoboy 2, actually. And I shot about 15 or so rolls since my last video, maybe even more. Over the holiday we went to Vietnam, and I took 13 rolls with. I had some hiccups with the airport scanning. In Ho Chi Minh, they refused to hand check the film. They forced me to put it through the scanner, the airport scanner, no matter how much I was like, no, it's film, it'll get damaged, and I really don't want to take the chance, just hand check it. And they were just adamant no, and we kind of were in a rush to make our next flight, so eventually I had to stop arguing and just put it through. So I was kind of bleak about that. But I've developed some of the black and white, and you can check that out on my Instagram, and I'll share that in upcoming videos. And some of the shots came out well. One Ilford HP5 does seem to have been fogged over, so I'm pretty bleak about that. But I haven't developed the color stuff yet. I'm waiting for a sous vide to come so that I can self-develop at home, and I'm also pretty scared about that because I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to mess up those shots. I want to nail it, and so I have some decent shots to remember the holiday by. But hey, that's the process of learning, is making mistakes. So anyway, let's shall we get on with the film stock tryout of this week, or for this video, and that is this banged up Fuji Superia X-Tra 400. And what happened here is the lab that I sent the film off to here in Wuxi to get developed, they couldn't get the film out with the film leader retriever, so they had to kind of just damage the cartridge to get the film out. But the cartridge isn't what matters, it's what's inside that matters, and what's inside is something really lovely. Yeah. So let me put that back over there. I guess it doesn't really matter where I put it. So according to some people that you see on the internet, Fuji Superia X-Tra 400 was discontinued, but I did some sleuthing, internet sleuthing, and it maybe not so much. I was reading on the photobook and on some other places, and apparently the packaging was just updated to persuade more millennial purchasers. Fuji hasn't posted any final discontinuation notice on their website, and when questioned by the photobook, they sort of skirted around saying that it's discontinued. They didn't outright say, they just said that the packaging has been updated for a more appealing look for modern users, the new generation of millennials and Gen Zs getting into film, rediscovering film. So yeah, maybe it's not really discontinued, it's just now packaged as Fuji 400, which also I think comes in their point and shoots, not the instant cameras on point and shoots. So yeah, anyway, let's get to my thoughts on Fuji Xtra 400. Overall, I really love this film, and I got some amazing shots on it, and you'll see those, they've been going. And it's a Fuji film, so the greens, the magentas and the reds are going to be typical of Fuji. They're going to be beautiful, they're going to be strong and quite vivid, but particularly the reds you'll see in some shots are very vibrant and they look beautiful. They just almost like jump out of the image, which just is lovely. Pretty warm with a decent contrast overall, the film. I wouldn't say heavily contrast or too heavy of a contrast, but there is a decent contrast. And yeah, the film stock itself is pretty warm. I wouldn't say Kodak Portrait or Gold warm, but overall it does have a warmish, maybe orange to magenta cast to it slightly. A decent exposure latitude of about 3 stops, going from 1 stop under to maybe 2 stops over, depending on how you're composing your shot and what you're composing for. How do you want it to come across? You might find that if you expose for highlights that aren't very strong, but you have dark shadows, if you maybe overexpose slightly, you might retain some details in the shadows, which is the exposure latitude. But anyway, a terrible explanation of something that I've come to learn. And yeah, this film does really well outdoors, obviously with the greens, and with a variety of different subjects, as you can see from my shots rolling through this video, giving you some respite from my hairy face. So yeah, I really enjoy the film, and maybe what I should do is try get hold of the newer rebranded or repackaged Fuji 400 and just give that a try, and then compare and see, like, just to confirm just from seeing if it is the same thing, just repackaged. So yeah, Fuji Superia X-Tra 400. The photos are not as banged up as this cartridge is, but overall a really cool film. I think really good for portraiture, and just super sharp, beautiful, very fine grain. so the grain doesn't really destroy your image as much, and that's really fun. Yeah, kind of losing my words here. Just a good film, a film I enjoy. I wouldn't say it's my ultimate favorite film, but I think that it is quite up there. Reliable, good quality, sharp, minimal grain interference with the image, and it has a decent exposure latitude, so it's usable. And yeah, you guys can check out some of my shots just for all film that I shoot. I am not regular on Instagram. I did try to be, and maybe I should try more, but yeah, sharing my thoughts and shots on Instagram. So you'll see that I share these kind of things, overviews like that in my... Ooh, is it going to focus on that? I think it's probably a bit... Let's see. Okay, well, that's not working. It's too bright. So, okay, well, that did not work. But anyway, what it is it's my thoughts, and I post kind of... It's a bit... yeah, that's overexposed. Let's see if I do this. There we go, that's better. Hey, Darren, you thinking here? Oh, what am I doing? That's some of my recently developed black and white stuff that I shot. So yeah, I post these stories on my Instagram and giving a little bit of my thoughts, and then just kind of like a helpful, I don't know, scale thing. So yeah, maybe check that out on my Instagram at Darren A. Fielding. And yeah, so let's get to enough rambling and let's get to community highlight. This week's community highlight is Jake D856, Jacob De Petro. Yeah, he's become a friend from across two ponds, or maybe one pond going the other way. Just a super encouraging, knowledgeable guy. He knows a great deal about photography and the creative pursuit of that. He's from New Jersey in the America, from the US of A. And yeah, I asked him, I sent him over a few questions just so that we can get to know him a little bit better here, and you guys can check him out. I'll give you his links on the bottom of the screen. So when he first got started in photography, and why he first got started, when he got his first disposable when he was a kid on a field trip. And yeah, he's always just had a desire to capture the moment that he's in, which I think that's kind of like the greatest reason for photography, is to capture the moments that we're in, that we're involved in and surrounded by. And yeah, his grandmother was always carrying a camera around as a kid, and he just remembers always being fascinated by the camera. Or I think when he was a kid. So she was carrying the camera around when he was a kid. Or when she was a kid, I don't know, both. And yeah, his favorite place or style to shoot, he does a lot of landscape shooting, travel-esque shooting in small American towns that he travels through as, sorry, I'm reading his words and trying to change it about him. As once he gets to an area, spending some time in, he likes to try take the trail or road less traveled and kind of capture that, encapsulate and incorporate like the nuances of those places. He does a lot of long exposures, as he likes to capture a little moment in time, just kind of recording these moments as he likes to capture. And he enjoys shooting old buildings and architectural stuff, whether it be new and shiny, mid-century, or old and dilapidated. So a broad range of architectural, and those can be incredibly interesting subjects to go out and shoot. And his stuff is really, really cool. You can find him on IG or Threads, Jake D856, or on Facebook, De Petro Imagery. And I'll write that on the screen for you guys. His influence inspired, he says that's a hard question. He has no formal photography teachings outside YouTube University, and he's not up on all the creators of years gone by, but as of late he's been trying to learn more technique again from YouTube and some books that he's gotten over the last few years. Some of those creators that do inspire him: Carl McDougall on YouTube, Grainy Days, so aka Jason Kummerfeld on YouTube, the Attic Darkroom for YouTube, for alternative process fun stuff that he'd love to start doing in 2024. So maybe follow him and see if he gets going on that. But most of these people are more about the information that he gets from them and learning more technical aspects of film and photography in general than inspiration. So they're more for him to learn, and not so much inspiration, but more a learning and a resource for him, which is amazing. And that's incredibly, I don't know, I just think about that sometimes, that we live in a day and age where all this information and all that we could ever really need in terms of information is available for us and to us on demand, 24/7, whenever we need, whenever we want, with the likes of YouTube and Google and the rest of the internet. And that is an incredible gift. And yeah, I hope that I can be a part of that gift, to give information and be a resource to others, to be like a Carl McDougall or Grainy Days to you guys, to provide information and inspiration. I want to do both, and even just sharing my journey, showing that sometimes even when I don't really feel like doing this, it is still of value for me personally, because I grow doing it, I learn by doing, but also that maybe I am giving something, even if I don't feel like it. There is something that I have of value to give to you guys, which is what I hope. So anyway, enough of my rambling, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, be sure to check out Jacob DePetro, IG, Threads and Facebook. Maybe check out my stuff on IG or Threads if you'd like, and let me know if you have any questions about film photography, living in China. Yeah, just let me know in the comments below. And the secret phrase of the week, the secret phrase is YouTube University. Yeah, YouTube University. You can comment that in the comments below, and I'll know that you've watched all the way through or skipped to the end. But whatever way, I appreciate you, I appreciate your time, and yeah, just go out and keep making stuff. Have an amazing, going into the weekend, have an amazing weekend and next week of March. Whoa, time moves quickly. Cheers guys, YouTube University. Comment that now. Bye.